Hello my friend and welcome to my channel. Today I've got ice cream nails cashed up, Moyra 44 stained glass, Maniology straight up black, Victorian Varnish, the rainbow collection, they're jellies. I've already gotten started off with Miltiques Formula 2 as my base coat, and here is ice cream nails cashed up. These bottles are so stinking cute. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to go ahead and do one coat of this real quick. I think I'm going to end up doing two, but we're going to start off with one, of course. Now, I do have a false nail tip on this nail I'm painting, and that is because I had a severe break and I just could not bear to take them all back. So while it tries to grow out, I'm going to be using these little tips. So pretty, such a pretty silver. Alright, I'm going to use the Excuse Me top coat. Hope I'm getting that right. You guys know I have so many problems in my life. We're going to get that to dry down. I guess I only did do one coat. That's all I needed. Alright, cap that free edge and look at that bling all on its own. Moyra stamping plate 44 stained glass. I had been looking forward to playing with this one again for quite a while. Broke out a bunch of cube stampers from Maniology and a scraper, and this is straight up black stamping polish. So here we go. Y'all, it's been so long since I did this manicure. I had it edited and everything ready to do a voiceover, and then of course life happened, and then it was such a long video that I kept putting off doing the voiceover. It's truly one of the longest videos I've ever done. It's just ridiculous. But I knew that when I got that rainbow collection from Victorian Varnish that I wanted to use a stained glass plate and play with those. So that's what we're doing today. It is a very long video for me, almost 30 minutes, even cut down and sped up and all the good things. In reality, this manicure took me like hours, hours and hours, but it's all good. So I'm pulling different images off of this plate because I didn't want matchy nails. I just wanted cohesive, you know, go together nails. So I did pull different images for each of the nails for this manicure. And I really like to do that on stamping plates because when you break out a stamping plate so many times, a lot of the images are speaking to you, and that's what happens to me. So I just decided instead of doing all the nails the same, we would mix it up. There we go. Oh, so pretty. Alright, I'm going to clean this stamping plate up with some acetone using my cotton claw and a cotton ball full of acetone, and you can see it makes the plate all smeary. I am going to flip that cotton ball over and go after it again to get up as much as I can and flip it up. Also clean off my little stampy mat. It's quite a mess, you know, black stamping polish gets quite messy sometimes, but it's okay. That's why we have the tools that we have to do our cleanups and stuff. Alright, got it on my bottom mat. What a mess. It's all good though, right? I like to go around and make sure that the back and the edges of the plates are clean too. I know a lot of people don't worry about this, but I'm a ninny. So I'm going to use that Victorian Varnish collection, and I'm going to start with, you know, like one color at a time and go through the stampers and use that one color on whichever stamped images I want to use them on. And we're just going to, you know, dollop them in. Anything that I use in this video that I can find a link to, I'll try to remember to put it down in the description box below. But, you know, some things may or may not be available. I have no idea. I have a vast collection. I've been doing this for many years. Sometimes the things I have are available and sometimes they're not. And in that case, if you want to kind of replicate this manicure or use it as inspiration, use what you have. Stamping plates, polishes, all of it. And these images picked up beautifully. I mean, there's just so pretty. This is like an iris flower. I've had a lily and roses, and I went floral on it this time. Even though we're fixing to head on into winter, we're officially still in fall, but we're getting there. And around here, I always tell you guys every year, I know I mention it at least once a year, we have two seasons. We have hot and we have cold. And there's not much of that in between beautiful weather. It's just the way it is here in the Mid-South. I live in West Tennessee, so you know we get those hot, humid conditions in the summer, and then we have wet, cold winters. So it's just what it is. And I did have my chance to move away from this mess. Me and Mr. Moonbaby, when we were first married, my husband was in the military, so we had our chance to stay and do that. We lived in Chicago, Illinois, and we lived in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and we could have stayed with that, but we didn't. When we started having them little youngins, you know, them little feral children that we had, I really wanted to be close to family, so we came back to Memphis, or close to Memphis. I don't live in Memphis, but as far as looking on a map, that's the big city close to us. I wanted to be close to family while raising children. You know, families can be very, very helpful when you're raising youngins. Our young men are now totally young men. They are both of them totally grown, so we don't have that. But this is where we landed, and I guess since this is kind of a self-description manicure, you're just watching me fill in all these images. I'm just going to yak while we're doing it. Some of you guys like it when I do that. Storytelling time along with nails. They kind of go hand in hand for me. But after our youngins were almost grown, and my husband got out of the military, and like I said, we landed here. He worked for Northwest, which then got bought out by Delta Airlines, and they were going to cut flights out of Memphis, and they offered us to move almost anywhere in the United States. And our youngest child was, I think, 2 years away from graduating high school, and I didn't want to uproot him and have him have to graduate, you know, in a whole nother town, city, somewhere far, far away. And of course, leaving the family, my family that lives here, we just decided to get out of the Delta game, and he found another job. He did tech work for a while, and you know, we were so close to paying our house off and all the good things, and you know, when we bought this house, I thought this was going to be our forever home, so really wasn't looking forward to moving anywhere else. So we stuck it out, and I know there were times that we thought, what are we doing? Are we nuts? We're crazy. But you know, everything happens for a reason. I really believe that in life, and I believe we made the right decision. Now we are empty nesters here in our little forever home, and it's paid off. We paid it off about 4 years early, and we're living the life, you know. I mean, we still get up and go to work because there's still bills to pay, but we don't have a mortgage or rent hanging over our heads anymore, which is really lovely. Which is part of the reason why I have a nail polish addiction, is because I can afford it. I don't have a house note. Craziness. But these are going along really well. I'm kind of using similar colors to where the, you know, because, you know, flowers kind of do that. They'll be like a darker pink and a darker red, and I really thought that that would work for this manicure. And these are looking just gorgeous to me. Back to the iris here. And I don't, you know, I know irises come in like all sorts of colors, and I've never seen a blue one, or a teal one, but it's okay, because in the nail polish world, you can make them rascals anything you want. I've done pink snowflakes, y'all. I know all about some playing with some color. That's how we do it here. Like I said, anything that I can find a link to, I will try to link them down below and send you that way. But once again, use what you have. I'm not trying to encourage anybody into going out and spending money, because I'm not sponsored by any of these companies that I'm using in these products. Now, I do have an affiliate code with Maniology, which is down in the description box, but that's really the only thing. I don't get paid by them, but if you use my code when you go shopping at Maniology, I do get a little kickback, which just, helps me buy more Maniology stuff to share with you. But once again, I'm not getting paid by like Victorian Varnish or any of these companies to share their products. I just like to tell you what they're, because, when I first started doing this, I would just say use a pink polish, and I wouldn't tell you what polish I was using, and people would just blow my comments up like, what polish is that? So I do try to share what I'm using. OPI's never given me a free thing. China Glaze, none of them. And even if I do get things on, back in the day, I used to get quite a bit of PR. I don't get any anymore, really, and that's okay, because I don't do this because of free PR. I do this because I'm a nail polish addict. Hi, my name's Tina. I'm a nail polish addict. Raise your hand if you're in my club. But it's all good, right? And to be honest, if I would have thought this through, I would have probably done a little talking, slapped on some music, done a little more talking, but today you're just getting talking. It's just going to be a yak fest. And if you don't like it, you can always push mute. And if you think the video's drawing out too long, you can speed it up. There's a little cog on your screen somewhere where you can control the speed of my video, and you can leave the volume up and hear me talk like a chipmunk, which is really fun. Or if you really are a glutton for punishment, you can slow it down and make me sound like a drunk. Whatever works for you, We're all friends here. It's all good. But like I said, I had been putting this one off. I did this manicure. I probably put on my nails 2 months ago. I recorded it and all that. But like I said, I got it edited, and that wasn't a problem. It was just finding time to do a 30-minute voiceover. If you make YouTube videos and you know what it takes to pull a video together, it's just not turning. I mean, some people do just turn on a camera, straight record whatever they're doing and all that, but I prefer to edit my videos and take out anything that's not needed. I like to speed it up just a hair, and so that it doesn't drag out too long, and hopefully that enables many of you to watch more of my videos, because they're not terribly long. Some people like the longer videos. It's all a personal preference, but I do like to edit mine. I used to always put music in the background lately, but I was kind of having trouble with that, because sometimes when I would upload the video, it would change the volume of the background music, and it would make it hard for y'all to hear me. So we're just kind of taking a break from that. If you've been around for a long time, you know that was a problem and an issue. But it's all good, right? I mean, it's nail art, it's nail fun, and I just absolutely love it. I am just sitting here watching this and reliving it, and so for me, it's been so long, I'm almost like you. It's like the first time I've seen it. Not really, but close. And I am just using a little detail brush. If you like to fill in your decals or your images with a dotting tool, that works really well too. Sometimes I go back and forth, even within the same manicure. Sometimes I use dotting tools and a little detail brush, but whatever works for you. You all have to find the things that make life easier on you. And sometimes it's just repetition. You find one thing works better because you use it more. and that's okay. I'm having a lot of fun with this one though. I got to do a lot of playing for this manicure because, you know, doing these advanced stamping, reversed image, whatever you want to call them, they're just they're very detailed, and to me they had such a wow factor to a manicure. I have so much fun doing it, and I wish I could do it like all the time, kind of like water marbling. I wish I had more time to be able to do this more often, but you know, I do work. I have a household. You know, me and my husband, we have to have our meals and our baths and do chores and things, so I don't have as much time to play as I would like. Oh, that's so pretty. I'm just digging it. I'm just flipping it over every once in a while and checking it out to see if I'm missing any spots, and just kind of fill it all in and make it look good. Oh, those are so gorgeous. All right. And I don't know what these are. Are these the lilies? I can't tell. I can't tell. And this is like the purple or blurply purple color. I don't remember any of the names of the colors. I have a whole video on swatching them and playing with them as a collection. But I so know I wanted to play with these and do this stained glass mani. It's kind of like a high priority, and then it got pushed back. Like I said, life gets crazy. I did mention a while back that, you know, I've been lifing or adulting or whatever you want to call it. And I thought about doing a video on it, but to be honest, I just didn't do it. I didn't feel like doing it. So since I'm just yakking, and we're only about halfway through this video, believe it or not, I guess I could go over some of the things that I was adulting with. We had to have our roof replaced, and it wasn't just a simple add on another layer. I think we had 3 layers already on the roof, so we had to do a whole peel off and a little bit of repair work and the roof work, of course, getting a new roof, and it turned out stunning. Very, very happy about that. And these are daffodils right here. I know that. But then we also had to have some siding and painting work done. We had a company come in, an electrical company come in and make it to where they had to replace our whole house electrical panel for us to be able to do this, but we wanted to be able to plug into a generator outside when we lose power and still be able to run things in the house. We've had generators for years, but it was such a pain to drag it out of the shed, get it fired up, and get cords ran through the pet door and all through the house, and tripping over cords, and turn this off, unplug that. It was just such a pain. So we couldn't really afford to do the whole home generators that are out there, like the Generacs or whatever. So we kind of did an alternative version of that, to where we just drag the generator out to the curb behind the house and plug it in right there at the plug in the house, and then we just run pretty much what we want to without being crazy. We're not going to have everything on. So then we got that taken care of, and then we had some soffit vent problems, or soffit, you know, where the house overhangs. We had some rotten wood that we had to have replaced. So in telling y'all all this, we didn't do all the work. We hired people to do it. But when you hire people to work, you really need to like be on your game and watching them, and they're really interrupting your life. Like when the electricians were here, they had to turn off our power, and we had to run cords through the dog door to, you know, have things to run. You know, run the coffee pot or the microwave or whatever. And you got to keep an eye on people. And then they're interrupting what time you start dinner because they've got your power turned off. So it just got a little crazy. And then I got sick. So I spent a few days sick, and it might have been the vids, you know, the 19 thing or whatever. I don't know for sure, but we had that happen. And And then our AC went out, and then our dryer went out, and then our garbage disposal went out. I mean, it was just seriously like 20 things right after another. It was adulting on a whole nother level. So that's what kept me from like posting like normal, because you guys know I like to post a video every day, even if it's just something short like a little haul or something like that. But when you're adulting, you don't get to do as much playing as you want to do. So I know some of you might not even care about any of this stuff, and some of you are probably just completely loving this, me spilling the beans on everything. But you know, it's what you have to do when you're an adult. It's just part of life. And, you know, when it rains, it pours, and that is so, so true. And I know everyone out there totally gets that. It's just the way it is. But the thing is, it's how you handle it. You know, how you deal with all of that. It's really what, you know, tells people what kind of person you are. And Mr. Moonbaby and I pride ourselves in really trying to have cool heads and handle things to the best of our abilities. And because, you know, there's being upset about it, it's just not going to fix anything. So you just have to deal with it. So enough of lifing and adulting and all the things. We're just going to get back into this manicure. So I really do love how all of these are turning out. I just wish that my nails were longer so that I could use more of these images on longer nails, but we have what we have. And we're just gonna love them no matter what. I really did like this manicure. It was and it's a good thing, because this is one of the manicures that was on my hands for quite a while because I was busy. You know, you get busy and you don't have time to play. And it held up really well, and it was so many layers of polish and top coats and everything that it really worked out for me, thankfully. So we are getting closer to the actual put them on the nails. We are fixing to get there. We're doing the final touches. We are in the home stretch here, you guys. Now I'm sounding all northern, you guys. I'm not northern, I'm southern. Sticky base coat for Maniology. Here we go. We're going to apply it to the nails. I've already applied some of these because this is, like I said, a 30-minute video. I hope you ate dinner or something while you watched this. I don't know. And I'm only going to show you me actually applying 2 of them because it's, like I said, it's a long one. But I am going to have some swatch photos here in a little bit. And then I'm trying to figure out how to get as much of that on my nail as I can. I want a little bit of all the flowers. There we go. Kind of patching stuff in here. Tapping anything down that's trying to get away from me. Clean up my mess. And I use a little cuticle tool to kind of break off the excess that's hanging off the sides. I like breaking them off before I do my cleanup, because if I just straight up just did this cleanup with acetone, I would have a hot mess to clean up. I'd be smearing all that green into my nails and everything. I'm going to peel off a layer on my lint roller here so I can clean off all of my little stampers. Because you guys know, this ninny girl over here, she likes to put her stuff away clean, all ready to go for the next time. Alright, back to the cuticle tool. And see, it just kind of breaks it. When they're dry enough, they just kind of crunch break, you know. Snap it off right at the edge before I get in here with my cleanup brush and stuff. Oh, get that mess out of here. Ugh, what a mess. Alright, here we go with some acetone and a cleanup brush. And I do use the acetone with conditioners for my cleaning up. Sometimes, most of the time. Sometimes I just grab whatever I'm cleaning my stamper with, or my stamps stamping plates, not stamper. Don't ever clean your stamper with acetone. It'll ruin it. You know how I know? Because I did it. Been there, done that. But I am going around, I'm doing all of the nails. I'm not going to show all of them, but I did go in and tidy up all that excess that was hanging over the edge and the tips. Get them all cleaned up. And I do kind of like tap down on the sides to kind of melt that polish into the polish that's beneath it. Kind of seal it in, make it lay flat really nice and smooth. And we're almost done. I promise. We're getting there. Gonna do this little bit of cleanup, and then we got a top coat. And you guys know that's always an ordeal too. Not an ordeal, but a thing. Cleaning, cleaning, cleaning. And I think this cleanup brush is from Madame Glam. I don't know. You guys know that they don't sell my favorite one anymore, and I am kind of picky about cleanup brushes. If you've got a suggestion of a really good one, I've bought them from all the companies. Let me know what your favorite one is, though. Alright, so we're going to go over these, and I didn't pop up a picture, but I am using the She Modern Sealer Stamping Clear Matte. It goes on kind of milky looking, but it does dry down clear, and you know it's dry when it goes matte. And look at it mattified. That is so cute. Alright, but I'm going to finish this one off with Essie Speed Setter. And this is going to seal this one in and let me wear it and enjoy it for quite a while. This one's a hold on to you kind of manicure right here. Alright, there is my swatch photo. I do hope you enjoyed all the chatting and the nails today. I want to thank you for watching. Until next time, be good to yourself.